It's the KC Show, coming at you live inside Affordable Title Loan Studio in downtown Union. It's your life, your town, your show. With your host, Kyle.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Still, just can't get used to being in the studio. Trying to get back to it, but what's going on, everybody? Just wanted to talk real quick, and it will be real quick because I actually got some things to do. We're going to be taking a little break for a few days from work. Was hoping we'd get to go on vacation, but we're just going to more so take a day or two off. And before I went out the door, I just want to talk about the situation that's happened in North Carolina. I'm pretty sure Georgia is either there or headed there. And what's happening in South Carolina, which I'm sure Governor McMaster will be following suit because that seems like that's all he does. And that's with forcing people to wear masks. There are conflicting studies out there. One study, of course, will say it's absolutely safe, nothing wrong with it. I am sorry. But putting something over your face for a extended period of time, something can't be good with that. Otherwise, if that was completely safe, God would have put something there for us just to protect us all the time. And like I say, and then other, studies show that masks can be dangerous if worn for too long. And I got a video here. I was trying to find a couple of them, but most of them are really, really long. A lot of them seem to take an extreme amount of time to basically get down to the nitty gritty of 2 minutes of a video out of 40 minutes actually tells you information that you need to know. But a lot of be careful what you watch, guys. And my God, pay attention to what you're looking at on the screen and listen to what they're saying. Like I watched this one video and this man and woman is, they're trying to do a study. You could tell they're not, nurse or anything like that of any kind. But they're wanting to test the theory that when you wear a mask, your oxygen level intake does not go down. If anything, it goes up. Now, hear what I just said. I'm not a doctor by no means. I'm not a nurse. I don't know jack crap about that. But I do know that if I to take anything, if I take this napkin here, which is very thin napkin, and I do this. All right, so I already can feel, it's hotter, meaning there's less oxygen coming through. It may not be much, but there's still less oxygen coming through. That is common sense. But anywho, a guy and a girl are doing a theory, and this woman, she has asthma, of course. And, they both do a test. And here's how their test went. They're standing in front of a camera, and they put the thing on without a mask, the oxygen little sensor, and they show their oxygen. And it's like 94, 97. And they say, now I'm going to go walk around this park for the next 10 minutes. Don't see them do it, of course. They don't even show them doing anything. And they come back. Guys, listen to me. They're not sweating. They're not out of breath. They're nothing. And they stand there and they put that on there, but they got the mask on. And they go, oh, look, still 97, 94. Nothing. No, like I say, no signs of tiredness. And people it had lots of views, and I bet you not every single one, that's stupid. Majority of them are like, oh, see that? Masks are just fine. I'm not saying masks are dangerous, and I'm not saying masks aren't dangerous either, but they should not be wore all the time. When you're in your vehicle, you shouldn't have them on. You need to take them off. And I have a video here, and I'm gonna play it here in just a second. But when you're touching your mask, and think about it, when you're driving, I know I do. I touch my face constantly. Especially when I get in a little traffic jam. I'll be sitting there like this. Y'all see me do it here. That is contaminating your mask. You can't do that. Otherwise, the mask is useless. So this whole thing of should you wear a mask, should you not wear a mask, I love the fact that that's a question, meaning I have a choice. But now governors are starting to tell people, you're going to do it. That is against the law. That's communism. You're telling people what they can and cannot do that affects their right of choice. It's my right to choose whether or not I want to wear that mask. And if you want to say, well, you don't have to go out. Okay, well, I have to go get food. I have to be able to go out and get gas, and I got to go to work. But I should not be forced into wearing this thing that I may or may not be in danger of wearing all the time. There are certain masks that are made to be worn a long period of time. Surgeons wear them. But then there's other masks that are not made for long period wearing. Matter of fact, there's a lot of masks that are not made to block anything. They're just masks. They're just something over your face. And the fact that the government is not regulating what type of mask people wear, they just say, hey, put a mask on. They don't care what kind it is. Right there. The fact that churchgoers and beachgoers are the reason that COVID-19 is on the rise, and not these hundreds of thousands of rioters. Not a single case of COVID-19 has come from a single protester, single rioter. Get the hell out of here with that. If you believe that, I got some oceanfront property right here in Union. I'll sell it cheap too. Real cheap. Throw the bridge in for free. That is stupid. But yet, beachgoers, when you go to the beach, most of the time you're 6+ feet apart from people most of the time anyhow. When you're on the beach, people want their space. Protesters are usually arm in arm walking with each other because they're there for a cause. So they usually arm link with each other. I'm pretty damn sure that your arms at your elbow links are not 6 feet apart, but it doesn't matter. You're touching each other. So the fact that there's no cases coming from rioting and from protesting is ridiculous. But beachgoers and churchgoers were the problem. Okay. So just wanted to get that part out of the way, but let's watch this video real quick and then we'll end it.
Healthy people are being warned against using face masks to protect themselves against the virus. As Justine Conway explains, experts fear incorrect use could lead to more infection.
It's becoming commonplace. On the streets and in supermarkets, people are increasingly wearing face masks, just as a precaution.
Wearing masks like that is wasting a mask. That's a mask that won't be available when it's actually needed.
The state government's advice on wearing face masks is in line with the World Health Organization. Under its guidelines, masks should only be worn if you have a cough, fever and difficulty breathing, or if you are healthy and taking care of someone with these symptoms, and or someone with a confirmed case of COVID-19.
If you do not have these symptoms, you do not have to wear masks, because there is no evidence that they protect people who are not sick.
If you must wear one, a regular surgical mask is best. They're intended for single use only. Masks with respirators, also known as N95 surgical masks, should be reserved for healthcare workers. Nationwide, there's a shortage, and only one manufacturing plant in Australia makes them. This is Medcon in Shepparton. It's gone from producing 2 million masks a year to almost 2 million a week, exclusively for those frontline workers. When you look at some of the masks people are wearing, you can see there is a huge range of products out there. And while they may offer some sense of security, experts warn if you wear a mask the wrong way, it could actually make you sick.
When I've been walking about, I've been seeing people touching the front of the masks, adjusting the masks on their face, and then going and touching other things. What we've got to remember is that front of the mask may be picking up different pathogens.
And the same goes for gloves.
What they also will stop is you actually washing your hands.
Justine Conway, 9 News.
All right, so there you go. And a lot of people are going to be, why didn't you find an American channel? That's the thing. I've watched a bunch of videos, and all like American shows, like if it's MSNBC, of course, freaking CNN, which I never give any credibility to anymore, but all of them had the same script. It's 100% debunked. And I'm like, this is science. We learn every day something new all the time. And yet they were able to 100% debunk something that is still in study of whether or not this is dangerous or not. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't. What I am saying is that nobody has conclusive evidence. You know why? Because we're all different. Everybody's different. I could take 10 people, put them in this room. We all take an aspirin. 1 out of the 10 of us could have a reaction. Could kill them. I mean, you know, I'm a conspiracy theory, but I am going to give the reason that his death. Look at Bruce Lee. He died from aspirin poison. He took an aspirin and he died. So that's what I'm saying. We're all different. Our bodies handle things differently. So the fact that there is no study to conclusively say that, yes, wearing a mask all the time is 1,000% safe, no problems. Here's the proof. This will not affect anybody. I don't care if you got asthma or anything in between. You got a lung disease, respiratory disease, something, anything like that. You're fine. Don't worry about it. There's not. There's studies, but there's nothing conclusive. One study shows it is. One study shows it isn't. It's never 100% conclusive. So the fact that our governors and our states, our town leaders, whatever, they want to force this on you, that to me is nothing but a power trip. But also they're being pressured by the government above them to do what they're told. And it's stupid, like Greenville. I mean, and now Spartanburg. I just, like I say, you know, somebody did ask me earlier today, Union's going to be right there behind it. I will say this. Frank does not drink the Kool-Aid like a lot of the other county supervisors and mayors and stuff like that. Now, I can't speak for what our mayor may do. The city, that's a different monster. But fortunately, we still have separation of that. I can't say that Frank does not drink the Kool-Aid every time. He doesn't seem to want to follow the same footsteps as towns around him, which I 1,000% applaud him for that. He allows people to think for themselves and do for themselves, which is crazy, ain't it? Ain't that a crazy concept nowadays, to be responsible for yourself and your actions and what your actions may cause you in life? Ain't that crazy? It's stupid. So I can say that I hope that isn't something that is done here. Not going to say he is, not going to say he isn't. It's a choice, in my opinion. And, as long as it's a choice, I'll never wear a mask. I haven't worn a mask since all this has begun, and I've worked every day since this come about, and I've not been sick yet. Not one time. So, it is what it is. I understand other people want to protect themselves. It's absolutely positive. I don't have comments up in case people are talking. You want to protect yourself. You want to wear a mask all the time. That's you. But that's your choice. That's all I'm trying to put out there. You have the choice to do that. And if that's what you want to do, hey, God bless you and your choice. But I don't want to do it. Just like there's other people, a lot of other people who don't want to wear it. Not for a disease that has less than 1% chance of not only catching it, but to also perish from it. Okay. And then if you want to get into the amount of people who catch it, who actually gets the symptoms from it, you're talking less than, out of 1% of people who catch it, the percentage amount of people who actually show symptoms of it, I believe is like 4 or 5%. This is not an epidemic, guys. This is a cold with a little bit of steroid added to it. That's what this is. It's respiratory and it's contagious, but it's a little bit stronger than a cold. But don't forget, you can die from a cold. If you've got pre-existing conditions, you can die from a cold. Anything that tries to attack your lungs, which a cold does. Now, is it as strong as what this COVID is? Probably not. Again, I'm not a doctor. But I can do the math, and I can't. Did y'all not see Joe Biden's ridiculous self? He said 120 million people have died from this thing. We haven't even got to, well, I haven't even seen the number, so I'm not even going to guess on that. But we haven't even got to 300,000 people. Is 300,000 people even caught it in America yet? And have you noticed China has had no more problems from this? It's where it originated from, yet it's worse over here than it is over there. The guys, think for yourselves, man. Use the ability God gave you. He gave you a brain to think outside the box. Don't be told what the box is telling you to do. Get outside of your phone, read, look, do your own research, and quit drinking that Kool-Aid. Just because you see one person doing something stupid, don't mean you have to do it too, because it's the thing to do. It's cool or it's fun. Don't be stupid. You know, you see a lot of videos of these people who are going into grocery stores and they're eating like they're biting food and they're putting it back. You notice they only show the first part of those videos, right? Where they're doing it and it looks cool and it looks like they're getting away with it, but yet they don't want to show the part where they're arrested. Don't do it, okay? Don't do it. You want to talk about the epidemic? Let's have a conversation about opioids when I come back. This is a true epidemic. Talk to an EMS person. Just go up to them if you get a chance. They're always busy, but if you get an opportunity, you see them eating, you know, I don't want to tell you to bother them or anything, but ask them. They will gladly tell you, because they feel like if they can educate one person about opioids, that's one less person that they got to go try to bring back to life who's OD'd. 9 ODs in 1 week. I believe it was last week. So that's what I want to talk about. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. I will go back and read comments. Hopefully no hateful stuff. This is the kind of conversations you want to have. You want to have open conversation and people bring their information to the table of what they know. Don't bring information that you've heard or you think you heard. Just bring what you know. If you know that you have not been affected by wearing a mask all the time, let us know that. If you have been affected, let us know that. If you've read a study, tell us where to go read it at. But don't be hateful to each other. Talk. That's it. Just talk. No arguing, no cussing, no fighting, no nothing. Let's talk. I will say this. Kudos to the code enforcement. I did notice that they wrote and applied a sticker to the building that's right up here above the store, the one that has the roof imploded. They did apply a notice to them, and awesome. That's awesome. That's the first step. I have no idea. It looks like it used to be an old ACE air conditioning, maybe a HVAC place where it used to work. I have no idea. I see AC and that's it. But the building's imploded. Kudos to them, man. They went out there and they handled it instantly. So, they don't get a lot of that a boy type of deals. And I'm telling them that a boy, because we got to clean this stuff up. It makes town look really, really bad. And they did just that. They did their job, and that's awesome. Can't ask for more than that. And I will never ask more than that. That's why I haven't even posted the pictures, because what I would have wanted just happened. So no need for me to, beat that any further. So guys, y'all enjoy your weekend. Hopefully you can go places without having to be forced to wear a mask if you don't want to, but if you want to, continue doing that. Protect yourselves in the way that you feel like you should. But just don't force your way of life on me. That's all I'm saying. You're more than welcome to protect yourselves, but don't force it on me. That's it. Love you guys. Y'all have a good weekend. 4th of July is next weekend. If you got any shirts or anything that you're wanting ordered or anything, please let us know. We will stop taking orders on 4th of July orders probably Wednesday, more than likely, maybe Thursday. Depends on how fast we get them out. So if you got any shirts or anything,